Here we go. All right. If you want to turn your camera on, that's great. If you don't, that's fine too. Welcome, welcome. Is it 8? Is it 7? It is 7. We'll wait, chit chat a little bit. If you want to use the chat feature and tell us where you're from. This is our, like I said, very first ever, do it on our own kind of Zoom. We have them on a huge scale once a week. This is small scale, more personal. So we encourage questions. We encourage, participation because that's how we learn. Hey, Stephanie.
I'm gonna do this and then I want to figure out what we're getting in and then go.
Hey, Jess, how do I send back the host to you?
So if you click on my name, there's 3 little dots.
Okay.
That's fine, man.
Click on those. Hey, Robert.
That's not muted, right? Like they can't hear us.
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine. You just don't want to say something incriminating. If you all could mute and then we'll get started and then we'll open up for questions at the end. So if everybody could just mute themselves, I don't want to have to mute you.
Watch a couple of clips.
I'm still not, it's fine. We'll get started. It's fine. If you figure it out, that's fine. If not, that's fine too.
Okay.
So welcome. Happy Friday. Thank you for spending an hour or less. We're not going to be on long with us. I know it's Friday night. I don't necessarily want to be on my phone on a Friday night, but we wanted to connect with you about how we are making money online and what digital marketing it is and how you could do this too. And you've probably seen us all on live. You've gotten an email from us, conversation on Facebook. But this is more like, hey, let's like kind of get in each other's living rooms and just kind of have a conversation about how we're all making money online. If you don't know me, my name is Jessica. I live in West Virginia. I have been using Legacy Builder for a year. I'm on 11 months. I'm almost up to my year date, and I am kind of blown away, to be honest with you, with the skills that I have learned. I didn't understand digital marketing. I didn't understand the term. I didn't understand what it meant. And I say this, but I don't say it lightly. I thought the only way to make money on TikTok was to dance or to to use popular songs. I didn't understand I didn't understand TikTok Shop. I didn't understand all the ways to make money online. I needed a way. I needed help. I needed a mentor. And I bought a bunch of courses. I bought a bunch of things. And I just kept buying these things because nobody would teach me. Nobody got on this. Like with Ashley and Bethany, nobody did this for me, right? Hey, this is what I'm doing to make money online. Everybody just wanted to shove their link in my face and say, here you go. Have a nice day. If you've experienced that, put your hand up, because all I got for a year was, here, just buy my link. Here's my link. Here's my link. Here's my link. Nobody would talk to me. So we want to break that stereotype or that digital marketing, just buy my link, go to my link, go to my link, because there's so much more and we all need something different. And that's why we're here. Unprofessional, all here. I can't talk without my hands. I'm very sorry. I probably would go to the corner if I didn't have my hands to talk. I'm very sorry in advance. I'm squirrely. Ashley might have to keep me on track. I just got off live. I've had a very busy day and I'm like all jacked up. So I want to go over kind of what digital marketing is to me. Again, these are my opinions. Digital marketing is not a guarantee of income. This class is knowledge and education and skills to teach you make money online. But before we go any further, nothing we do or say is for you to get rich quick. It takes effort. It takes consistency. It takes a burning desire for you to change what you're doing, to learn something new. We can learn new things. I don't care how old you are, how young you are, what you're doing in your life. We all have a story. It's how we use it. We can learn new things. And for me, I just needed a mentor. I needed a push. I needed somebody to show me. So to me, digital marketing, before I bought this course, was just a way that people that had pretty backgrounds or a fancy white kitchen or that looked really pretty on Instagram made money. I didn't understand digital marketing. I didn't understand it. So Legacy Builder is the name of this community. Michelle O'Neill created it. We came from another community called IPS, and that system worked for a while, but then it was broken and we needed more. In March, she made this community called Legacy Builder. And We are essentially buying a class. Do you guys ever like been to college or went to hairdresser school or went to community college? You paid for a service for somebody to teach you how to do something. We bought a class to teach us how to make money online. And the term digital marketing is new since the pandemic, right? Like, how many of you even
Joined a Zoom.
Yeah.
Automatically shows you my face.
Yeah.
I'm not mod, I can't mute her. Melanie, can you mute? Thank you. Sorry. How many of you ever heard of that before the pandemic? We didn't even hear of digital marketing. I didn't. So our world is electronic, and this is an electronic way for you to make money online. It's a class with daily videos, Zooms 3 to 5 times a week, 24-hour tech support, multiple different ways to make money online. So Bethany's gonna speak and Ashley's gonna speak, and we're just gonna talk to you about what you're getting, what you would be doing, how you could use this to learn other skills to make money online. Because contrary to what most people push out, this is not a course to resell a course where you have no idea what you're doing. Like, I'm certain that right now for me, if I couldn't do Legacy Builder, I would know how to make money online. Do you feel the same way, Ashley? Like, I would know multiple other ways because of what I've learned in here. And that's what we kind of want to, like, I guess, just talk about, find out your questions and just kind of connect with you, because Christmas is in what, 3 months? How many days is Christmas? Somebody put it in the chat. How many days? This will be my first year or my first time in my entire life. I probably haven't put Christmas on a credit card. Like, I've lived my entire life on credit cards. Anybody else? That's just been life for me because I never had enough to do and go and give and do what I wanted or what I needed. So, I know I probably didn't cover all the things. If you're a note taker, I'm a note taker, but I have literally been on the go since 11 o'clock today, and I'm all jacked up. And you know how it is when you need to like settle down and concentrate, and sometimes it just doesn't work. So Ashley's going to speak to us for a little bit if she would. And if you have questions in the chat, we'll try to answer them too. Can you unmute?
Okay. Yes. If you guys haven't yet, can you go ahead and mute? If you don't know how, it's the button in the bottom left corner. It just makes it so sometimes there's like some feedback and some echoes. But yeah, like Jess said, one of my biggest fears and hesitations was with starting something like this is it was a whole brand new world for me. Like, I had been in healthcare for 15 years. So anything that had to do with digital marketing or resale rights or automations, those words were scary. And I was worried that I wasn't going to have the support that I needed. And I don't necessarily need somebody to hold my hand, but I definitely need somebody to like point me in the right direction and be like, Ashley, this is what this is for. Pick this up and do this with it. Right. Because it was brand new. It was scary. So that's kind of why Jess and Bethany and I got together and we're putting this on for you guys, because like Jess said, we have these webinars in our community weekly, but they max out. Like, they max out with thousands of people in them. And sometimes that can feel like overwhelming. And so we just wanted something that's going to be a super casual space for you guys to ask your questions. And we can answer them. You can see that we're just real average people. And honestly, none of the three of us had any experience doing this field. So, y'all, if you haven't yet, make sure you're muted, please. It creates echo. Anna, I think that's you. And then there's a Samsung user that is also not muted. So let's make sure we mute. But so I just kind of wanted to tell you guys like a little bit about me and my story real quick. Like I said, I had been in healthcare for 15 years. That's all I knew. I am a mama. I've got 3 kiddos under the age of 5, and they kick my butt on the daily. So I had just had baby number 3 when I first saw about this. And I had so much anxiety. It was really hard for me to leave my kids and go back to work. I was drowning in mom guilt. My husband and I were stuck in that roommate phase. We never got to see each other. We were literally like ships passing in the night. There were times when I'd be going to work to pick up a night shift because we needed the extra income, and he'd be coming home, and we'd pull over on the side of the road and give each other a hug and a kiss. And we were doing all of it. We were doing all of the overtime, the extra side gigs, you know, wherever he could find side work. And it still wasn't it. Like, we were still drowning in debt. And then my son, baby number 3, he needed a medical procedure done that insurance didn't cover. And it was the worst feeling in the world. Like I vowed right then and there to never not be able to provide for my kids. You know, it'd be one thing if, you know, we were hustling, we were working our butts off and we were climbing out of the hole a little bit, but it felt like every day we were just getting closer and closer to rock bottom. And I had to have this kind of tough conversation, this like look at myself in the mirror and say like, do you want something different? Because you might have to do something different. And as scary as a new, like, you know, gig was, it was scarier for me to imagine going one more month living paycheck to paycheck and dealing with all that mom guilt and stress. I started this, Jess, I didn't realize our time start was so similar. I started this in September of last year. So my 1 year mark was last year. I started in September. By October of last year, I quit my job. I quit my job as a nurse. I've been a stay-at-home mom for the past 12 months now, and it's been the biggest blessing. When I was working, you know, I was lucky if I maybe got 20 minutes a day with my kids, and it's just not the way, you guys. Now I get to be there for the field trips and the doctor appointments and the holidays. My oldest daughter, y'all, she's 5 years old, and I missed the first 4 Christmases of her life, and I don't have to worry about that. Like Jess said, you know, Christmas on credit cards is one thing, but just being there on Christmas morning was so, like, I will never trade this. So, with that being said, just kind of touched on something that I wanted to elaborate a little bit more. Digital marketing, what this program teaches you is really, I say 3 things, and Jess and Bethany can add in if they have more, but I say it teaches you how to create content, how to market, and how to promote. And then really there's 2 types of people that want to learn those skills. Type number 1 is somebody that already has a product or service, like they wrote a book or they have a boutique and they want to sell clothes, or they walk dogs, or they cut hair, whatever it is. They just want more customers. Okay. So if you're type number 1, drop a number 1 in the comments, because I'm always so curious, right? What the balance is here. Type number 2 is somebody like me that I don't necessarily have a product. I don't have the time for a service, but I could get behind the idea of promoting something where I make 100% profit. I see the value in it. It's teaching me skills, and I don't have to pack it. I don't have to ship it. I don't have to worry about overhead or inventory or anything like that. I see all the 2s. Look at y'all. See, y'all are our peeps, right? Oh, Amber says both. See, I love that. Okay, so that is huge. I have somebody who recently purchased this who owns a thrift store. And she is like here in Oregon, small town, not a lot of word of mouth. And she said the numbers have just not been great there. So she needed to figure out how to market this. And Bethany's going to go into this about like why, if you have a business, or even if you don't and you decide this is what you want to promote, why having it is so important. But she started applying what she's learned from this program into her thrift store, and she said her numbers are the best that they've ever have. Actually 2 different that are cleaning. They have their own cleaning service. They just needed to learn how to market it. I actually have somebody that just me, she's a tattoo artist. And she's like, I need to figure out how to build up my clientele. I have another girl who just been doing this, who is a massage therapist, and she has her own spa where she does lashes out of it. And she's like, I need to figure out how to market this and create content and promote, right? That's what everyone needs, right? Whether you are going to be successful online or not, which you really should be. Like, it's 2024. If we're not online, we're working harder than we need to. But you need customers, right? So this is how this teaches you to do that through attraction marketing. So I think Jess, Bethany, and me, and y'all help me out here too. Drop me in the comments, say the word me if you've ever done a side gig like an MLM, okay, where you've sold the makeup or the health and wellness or anything like that, and you make these tiny little portions, these tiny little 10 or 20% profits. I've done so many of that, see, right? And I honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I will never bash on those. Just think they're a Band-Aid fix, right? Because maybe they help supplement your income a little, but it really pulled me away from my family more. And I didn't like the way that they taught me to market, right? I was constantly sliding into DMs and saying, hey girl, will you check out my product? Hey, have you checked out my new mascara? Will you host a party? Oh my gosh, I'm so close to my goal. And I just didn't like that. So with this, it's taught us how to promote something with attraction marketing. So like Jess has been doing this almost a year. Bethany, how long have you been doing it? I've been doing it a year now. And I've never once had to slide into anybody's DMs, right? This teaches you how to create content and get that content in front of your perfect audience. Bethany's been doing it for 8 months. See, so all of our journeys are a little bit different. I love that Jess puts this around her full-time job. I'm a brand new stay-at-home mom. I've been a stay-at-home mom for a year now. And Bethany's been a stay-at-home mom for, I think, 11 years, she said. So really, you guys, I want you to know one thing before I turn this over to Bethany, but there is somebody out there waiting to relate to you and your story that could relate to you, but they couldn't relate to me, right? Example, my husband, he's a blue collar worker. He's a veteran. If he started doing this and he was making content, he would have a completely different audience. And that's the beauty of this, is it's going to teach him how to create content for why his audience would like to learn these skills. That is super, super important. Just being able to, it honestly is what makes it so that you can work smarter, not harder. Because you could have a perfect product and you could create perfect content for it. But if you don't know how to get your perfect content about your perfect product in front of your perfect audience, then you're working harder than you need to. So that's what this kind of like all encompass is. And I'm going to let Bethany talk about it. And then if you guys have any questions, don't like, we always say all the time, like the biggest things is that you need to be coachable and you need to be consistent. And part of being coachable is you need to ask your questions, right? Because we're not mind readers, but all the three of us, we pour into our people. We want to see you succeed. When I know I'm long-winded, you guys, I'll leave it at this. But I started this because I wanted to make money. Truth, that's the truth, bottom line. And then I did, and I started making money. And what that gave was the ability to be there for my kids, to be there to see my son's first steps. My goals kind of changed because I had never felt that before, right? Making $600, I was sitting at brunch with a friend. That's never happened before, where it goes straight to me. I'm not paying an upline. I'm not paying a company. I had to feel value of my time. And all of a sudden, I've become so passionate about y'all feeling that. That's what I want you to feel. So I really want to show you guys why it's important to learn these skills, because that's what you can feel. That's what you can find from this. So I'm going to let Bethany take it away.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bethany. As Ashley said, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have been for 11 years, and I started this journey 8 months ago because we live on a farm here in Missouri. And even though I've been a stay-at-home mom, my husband's a blue-collar worker. He works a full-time job, the swing shifts, the night shifts, the 12-hour shifts, out of state sometimes for a week at a time. Being a stay-at-home mom comes at a cost, right? We were a family of 6 living off one income. I've budgeted our whole entire life. I was literally talking to Ashley earlier today about making baby food for all of my babies. I don't know that I necessarily did that for a health reason. I did it because it was cheaper, honestly. Like, I have budgeted every single aspect of our life, of me being a stay-at-home mom for 11 years. And what really got me going here, I watched digital marketing. I scrolled past all the people for an entire year. And between inflation and a drought for 2 years here in Missouri on our farm, we were tapped. And the stress on our family, just living even tighter than we already were, we sold off 80 acres of our farm because it was that tight. And that was my rock bottom. My husband did not make me feel this way, but I felt like I failed him. I felt like I failed my family. If I wasn't a stay-at-home mom, or if I was making a income, that wouldn't have happened. And so that made me get off the sidelines. That made me take a chance on myself. I'm a humongous introvert. Making videos, going live, doing that type of stuff, promoting a product or something like that was way out of my comfort zone. Okay. So, I came into this really not knowing nothing, a complete beginner, and this program has taught me everything that I needed. I did not have instant success here. Okay. These girls are amazing and their success is amazing, and my success is amazing too. Okay. You got to own your success. But they had quicker success than I did. They've made more than I have. I didn't get into profit mode until 6 weeks. Okay. I always tell people I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Both of them have said, you have to put in the work. You have to put in the effort to show up here. I've done that. But sometimes it takes a little bit longer. You're starting your own business here. You got to give yourself time to grow. You got to give your business time to grow as well. Okay. Because like I said, I came into here complete beginner. So I gave myself the time to grow and to learn with these skills. And even 8 months in, I'm still not a pro. Okay. But I love being able to be in this space and now help so many other people do the same thing, because I've doubled our family's income in the last 8 months. And that's life changing for our family. To be able to take that financial burden off of my husband, is huge. So he doesn't have to go do something after he gets off his full-time job. I've done a craft business out of my house. I think I did Beachbody for like 2 years, but I think I had 2 customers. I wasn't super successful. I've babysat, I've cleaned, I've done all the stuff on the side because I didn't want to leave my kids. That was the most important thing to me. And this way I don't have to. Okay. So what I get to talk to y'all about tonight is the automations. Ashley kind of touched on it, and a lot of people in our community call this our freedom machine, because this runs, y'all, if you aren't muted, can you please mute yourselves? Thank you so much. This runs 24/7 so that we don't have to. Okay. I think Jess is going to go into the 2 hours after I get done here of what we actually do. Outside of the 2 hours, guys, I don't worry about my business because it runs for me. Okay. So the way I like to break this down, because you're probably thinking, what is automations? Neither one of us three knew what automations were when we started this, but pretty much any successful business in this world has email automations. Okay. And you're a part of them. You just don't know about it. I always use Bath and Body Works as an example. You go shopping there and you check out. What do they ask you for? Your email, right? You give them your email. Why? Because you want to know when sales are. You want to know when the new pumpkin spice and all the scents coming out in the fall and the winter and whatever. And you get that, right? But you were able to choose to give them that or not. So this allows us the same exact thing. We have an email automated system set up. Okay. The emails are pre-written for you here. So don't stress about writing those. That guesswork's taken out of those. Those are tested and everything. And you get to edit those, personalize those to you. Okay. Guys, if you could please make sure you're muted. There's a lot of background noise. Anna, I think that might be you. But this is going to. Is there any way to mute that? This is going to, like I said, run for you. Those emails, you guys, they go out automatically. So when all of you on here had put your email in at some point to get the information about what we're talking about today, right? Those emails, we didn't sit there and write each individual email every single time somebody put their email in for it to go out to them. Those go out automatically. So we can be doing what we want. Like the other night, I was literally putting my kids to bed, cleaning up the house. I finally sat down and I picked up my phone and I had made a sale, but I wasn't working. Okay. Because when people get in those emails, they now have access to this information and can purchase at any time while you're sleeping, while you're playing with your kids, while you're at work, while you're doing what you want to do with your life. Okay. So that really, Ashley always says, work smarter, not harder, work less, make more type of thing. You put in that 2 hours and this works for you all the time. So you're not sliding into DMs. People come to you wanting this information and they go into your emails where it sends it all to them. Okay. So I'm not bugging friends and family like Ashley was talking about a while ago, asking to join my party and do all the things. And this last part is awesome. We've all had the success we've had, made what we've have here, and we've never heard the word no. because we've never asked anybody to do this with us. We share what we do. People want the information, and if they decide they don't want to do it, they scroll to the bottom of the email and they hit unsubscribe. There's no awkward conversation. There's nothing there. So it's rejection free because I never asked them, like I said, right? So we're giving this information to people that want it. All right, guys. Did you guys understand the email automations part of this? It is literally always working for you, so you don't have to. And one thing that I love that Ashley has talked about before, like on her lives and stuff, you create this email list. So all of you have put your email into one of 3 of our lists, right? And now in this program, I can go learn how to create whatever I want to, the potty training book, a devotional, or whatever it is I want to go make. And I have people in my email list that already trust me. They already know me. And when I make something of my own, I'm going to be able to share that with them because I have an email list that's hundreds or thousands of people deep that I'm going to be able to send this to. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Bethany.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you, ladies. I should have let you speak first because I was nervous. And I have so many thoughts now that I've settled down and you guys talked. So give me a minute. Give me 5 minutes. Can you give me 5 more minutes? Because I want to tell you what exactly you're going to do once you get started, how to get started. And like my mind is like, I got a bunch of notes. I'm a note taker. Okay. So Ashley talked about the 2-hour workday and like, what does that even mean? What would I do if I wanted to get started with you? Somebody just messaged me and says, okay, if I buy this, exactly what am I going to do? If you still like kind of don't understand that, put me in the comments. A lot of people say, well, I want to do what you do, but I don't understand what you do every day. Do you feel that way? Like, I trust you. I've been watching you. I know you're going to take care of me, but what am I going to have to do every day? I know people don't understand that because I didn't understand that. So sorry, my camera's on. So what inside of Legacy Builder, the community and Michelle O'Neill teaches you a 2-hour workday. Okay. And inside of that 2 hours, like I already work 8-hour shift and have a kid and homeschool my kid. So sometimes I don't work 2 hours every day. Sometimes if I go live and answer messages, I work more than 2 hours a day. But 2 hours a day, if you follow the training, is 30 minutes of content. So maybe you make a video and show your face. Maybe you do a faceless video. And I was looking yesterday before we got on here about all of the information inside of here to make faceless videos. Have you guys ever put up a TikTok before or a reel on Facebook or Instagram? If you have, put yes in the comments. Oh, that's right. Essentially, when you first purchase, after you get all of your tech set up, which isn't that difficult, or if you can't figure it out, you can get help or pay to get help or we'll help you, you make videos. So there's so many other ways to make money inside of it. But ideally, to get started, I tell my people, go make a video. Even if you don't show your face, video your feet walking down the road and talking about how you are learning the skills to make money on social media. That's all your video needs to say. In the beginning, while you're researching this, after you bought it, I tell people, just go make videos. We've all made a reel. And you're pushing people to the automated system that Bethany just talked about. And they sign up and then you get an email from them. So you're not cold messaging them. 30 minutes of videos, 10 or 15 minutes of training. And then we have a program or system inside called copy and paste ads, where we give you the words, we give you the websites, and you copy and paste ads to send people to your website. It's a beautiful thing. I've had multiple people that have purchased under me over the year make income with that. I personally have not done it yet. I don't know about Ashley and Bethany. Copy and paste ads is huge in our community, but how many people are busy? I'm a busy mom. I don't have time to copy and paste ads. I would rather talk to you on the phone. I would rather go live than sit here and copy and paste an ad. I know how to do it. I researched it. I've done it one other time a long time ago. So you can do that. It's a way to drive people to your funnel. And then training, ads, live, conversation, videos are where you get in touch with people. But when I looked last night, and I'm going to be kind of transparent with you, there are modules inside of here that I haven't even seen. And I've been doing this a year. I went in there last night to research more things so I could talk to you about it. And I found gobs of stuff I haven't even seen. So Bethany was talking about making a book for like a devotional. And you can send that to your email list. So a little really, really quick, I want to tell you, I sold weight loss products before this and then came here. Well, I have a huge email list because my TikTok people have put their emails in there. Last month, I sent an email out to everybody on there about a brand new company that I had just found. It's a startup company, and people that signed up for my digital marketing emails are now signed up for my wellness company that I just started. So do you see where that's coming together? Like Bethany said, you could send them a devotion or you could send them other information. So this is another stream of income. And I sent that to people that had signed up for this. So if that makes sense, give me a thumbs up. It'll teach you how to have multiple streams of income in other ways. This is a building stepping stone, right? Is that the word we used this morning, ladies? This is the stepping stone for you to learn the skills of social media. If you spend over an hour on your day, over an hour in a day on your phone, put that in the comments. How many of you scroll like this all day long? We do. That's our nature now. That's what's so different about us compared to us 10 years ago or 5 years ago. Do you know? I don't do that at all anymore. I don't randomly scroll. I make fun of my husband because he sits on the toilet for an hour and scrolls. And I'm like, dude, you could make $900. Stop scrolling. So ideally, before you get so deep into all the other ways to make money online, once you get started, make a video with or without showing your face. Tell people about it on Facebook. Put it on your story. Somebody in your newsfeed needs a way to learn how to make money online. They need somebody they can trust. They need somebody they can talk to. So you make a video, then you can learn how to do an ebook. Then you can learn how to find other companies to be an affiliate for. Then you can make your own community if you want to. I have a burning desire to be a coach. I never thought that a year ago. I just thought I would do this. Now I want to do something bigger. So it'll teach you all that bigger. So I wanted to kind of explain that. Is that okay, Ashley, Bethany? Is that good? Okay. The second thing really quick is we talked about this today, how different we are. I work full time, homeschool, have one kid and still do this. They're both stay-at-home moms and we come from all like different places, different backgrounds. Their social medias are beautiful and their videos are all lined up. If you guys have ever seen my TikTok, it looks like a train wreck, but it's working because it's me. So I just want to like really drive home that you don't have to fit a cliche to make money online. And that in my head, I thought, I mean, look, this is in my head, I thought I am not going to be that person that has their crap together on social media. And I don't, but it attracts different people. And then I help people like you make money online. So today, it really like, I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I should start doing my videos like them. And Ashley was like, no, you do you, because I attract that person. So you just like, it's just, you can really just be yourself because you'll attract the people that your vibe attracts your tribe. Always mess that up. So those are the things I wanted to talk about. The Legacy Builder course is $900. That is a lot of money. I didn't have $900 when I started. The thought of spending $900 scared me to death. If that is you, nod your head with me. But listen, if you've sold an MLM, if you've made cups, if you've made t-shirts, if you've sold lipstick or a tube of mascara and you've made $5 or $7, just stop and think for 1 minute. If you opened your phone and you'd making videos for a month, 2 weeks, 2 months, and you made $900 in one day, you would hit the roof. It's different. Listen, I have had the same job for 17 years. My paycheck every other Friday is $900. I'm just going to be very transparent with you. And I want you to think about making that in one day. It doesn't happen overnight. I'm not going to tell you it's a guarantee. I'm not going to give you a time frame. I'm going to tell you this will teach you the skills you need to do that. So we all have payment plans. Afterpay, Klarna, maybe Affirm. I don't have Affirm, but they'll let you break it down into smaller. You don't have to pay the whole big chunk. We'll help you get started. And the Legacy Builder course tonight will help you with your website fee. So it's just a cost. It's $29. You pay it one time. And since you're on here, if you want to get started with either one of us tonight or whichever one, we'll help you with that. So I want you to think about that. Christmas is in 3 months. Like this is not, and I'm speaking for Ashley and Bethany. We are not here to say, oh my gosh, Facebook today. I'm here to say, oh, look, I helped Bethany buy groceries. Bethany came here and she learned the skills to make money online, and now she's having a credit card free Christmas. Ashley came here and she took her husband to a trip for Thanksgiving, and she didn't have to put it on a credit card. That's what I want. I want to shout that from my Facebook. I want to shout that from the rooftops for you. So I encourage you that me or any of these women will be beside you to help you. Do we have questions in the comments? If you want to unmute, you can unmute and ask a question. No questions? Nobody has questions?
Real quick, I wanted to add to Jess. So yeah, the legacy program is $900. We do have 4 different options. The 900 is the highest, it's the best selling, and really there's 2 reasons why. Number one, like, you know, I think most of us our feelings on this is, if you have to spend 2 hours a day, do you want to have the potential to have a $900 sale, or do you to be capped at one of these lower levels? I want the potential for this 900. And this $900 level comes with an additional training a week, which is huge because, again, none of us had experience in this field. So I was like, I need it. Put me in the front row because I'm a note taker. Like, I literally have notes. And another thing, you know, Jess was telling you about her 2-hour workday. Every single day, we're given a daily video by our mentor in this community. And that is part of our 2-hour workday, is that we watch that daily video. And it gives us guidance that we need. So don't freak out. Like, if you're like, I really don't know what I'm getting into, this starts you as a beginner. None of us did. Okay. None of us did. And to think that a year ago I started this and it's completely like replaced and 3x'd my income as a nurse is still literally mind blowing to me. So get in where you can. Okay. We do have the 900. It's the best selling, and it gives you the resale rights to all 4 levels. Okay. But there is the 100, the 300, and the 600. And every single one of those has installments that you can get started for, like, Afterpay $78 a month and Klarna's $58. So it makes it super affordable, way less scary too.
There is a question that I want to answer in the comments about a pyramid scheme. Julie, that's a great question because we didn't talk about that. My definition and thought of a pyramid or multi-level marketing is when you stack people underneath of you. So for instance, I sold Modere for 3 years. I had a huge team underneath of me. Every time they made a sale, I made 7% of what so if they sold a $100 product, I made 7% of them and I had nothing to do with it. That to me is a pyramid. So if Julie, if you came tonight and bought maybe from Bethany, or I don't know where you came from, I can't see you. I would make, if you bought from me, I would make $900 from you one time. Then you would go get your website set up and it would look just like mine, except your picture. You would make videos, you would listen to training, you would have your own business. I never make money from you again. So you're not stacking. I'm not driving around in a pink Cadillac while you sell all the Mary Kay lipsticks, and I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm working my own business. This is my business. And then you buy your business. And I don't believe it'll be saturated because there are 5 billion people on social media. And there's a tiny percent of us doing this. The only way I think digital marketing will ever get saturated is if people stop making people. It's not going to get oversaturated.
And another thing really quick, just to add on to that too, that Julie, even if one day digital marketing, I don't know how this could ever happen. And I really don't, I mean, it's only getting more and more. Social media is not going anywhere. And digital marketing is not, like, look at the grocery store, look at all the stuff that people are getting that's going digital now. Digital is huge. But if one day this program decided bye-bye, never existed, the skills that you're learning from this are so invaluable. Like, you have these skills that are amazing resume builders that can teach you how to take these skills and sell anything you want. Like, my husband, he's a mechanic and he would love to have his own shop where he flips classic cars. I could market that. I don't know anything about classic cars, but I know how to market. I could market the heck out of that, right? Yeah. These so look at it as more than you're buying a course to sell a course. You're buying into this program. It's an interactive program that is teaching you skills for how to be successful online. It just so happens to give you this awesome perk of letting you promote this program at 100% profit because you can see the value that's packed into it.
That's good. Another example of that is I actually had a lady that bought the Legacy Builder course from me in January, and then she's going with this new company, this new affiliate company that I told you about. And she just messaged me today and she said, I want to thank you because this digital marketing class is teaching me how to market this company because she'd rather do that company. She wants that purpose, that health and wellness purpose. And that's great. And she said, I would never have been able to grow this account unless, she's picking her product, which is fabulous. So remember, it's like, if you have a product one, if you don't have a product two, she learned how to sell a product that she found. Fabulous. These are great questions. You guys have any more questions?
I have a question.
Hey, Della.
Hey, honeys, I'm driving down the road, so forgive me, please. I know I got a lot of background noise. As always, I'm driving down the road because I'm a driver. One of the things that scare the holy bejeebies out of me is I have invested so much money in other things, and I got dropped like a hot potato. And it scares me because Pure Romance, Avon, you name it, I did it. I've done everything you could possibly think of. And I've always got dropped like a hot potato, and they just hand you this packet and say, here, go ahead, do it, and that's all you ever hear. And that scares the holy bejeebies out of me because me and you have talked, and my main concern is I want to make sure I have time to dedicate to do this. And right. I can make the time. I might not sleep, but I can make the time.
Right. Well, let me tell you a little story about what happened to me when I first started, Della. The lady that I purchased from fell off the face of the earth. I didn't have a mentor. So right now you have me to message, right? Gail messages me. She didn't purchase from me, and her and I talk all the time. We just became friends. And I believe that's all the Lord. I didn't have a mentor, but I plugged into those daily videos that Ashley was talking about. And I plugged into the Zooms every chance I could. And I watched them on late at night. They're recorded. And I used the live training as my mentor. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here. But I didn't have a mentor, and I didn't have somebody to talk to. And I used what was inside of that community. There's, we can search any given word and find out if somebody's already had the question. You can type something and say, hey, blah, 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 I need help, and people will answer you and help you. So the support is there. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
Yeah. I'm one, if I want to know something, I will dig like a hound dog to find it.
That's what I had to do. That's what I had to do.
And I don't mind doing it, but I don't want to get dropped like a hot potato because,
you've been there. You've been there.
It scares the holy bejeebies out of me. And I tell someone the other day, I want to find another job to where I'm not running so much because I work 90 hours a week. And it's not good on my health to sit behind that truck all the time. Yeah. It's not good. And I'm like, okay, so that's the reason why I'm here. And so I can learn and educate myself. But I probably talk too much, y'all. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you for answering my question.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm not going to drop you like a hot potato. I tell people all the time, I can't do the work for you. I can't make videos. I can't watch training, but I'll help you when you need it. Okay.
Okay.
That's a great question.
Hold on. I'll mute myself again because you don't want all this background noise.
Because you're driving. Let me do it for you.
Okay.
There's another question asking, if you get started at the $100 level, how can you get to the next levels? You pick the level that you want to at. Like Jess said, each level has its own individual $29 admin fee. That's the fee that is going to get you access into the community. That is going to get you your website template, get you your email automation template, get you into the Kajabi. But each one has its own individual one. Okay. So if you get the $100 level, you will pay your $100 and then you will pay your $29. If you decide you want to, if you do it within 30 days, you would only pay the difference. So you could go to the 300 level for $200. However, you would have to pay the $29 again, because that to unlock that level of training, the next modules and the resale rights on that level, you have its own unique $29 level. So again, then your 30 days starts over. So if then you want to go up to the 600, you could do that for the difference. But again, you would pay the $29 level. Okay. So you could absolutely stair step up like that. Just know you're going to pay that $29 each time. However, you get started at the $900 level first, like Jess said, we're all, whether you go through Bethany, whether you go through me, whether you go through Jess, we're all going to cover that for you if you get started at that $900 level today, whether you do it with the payment plans or whether you do it in full. We will cover that $29. We will reimburse you for it. You don't have to pay the $29 each time, like for each level when you start at that 900. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay. I just want to make sure that's clear, because some people are, it's fine. Like you come in where you're comfortable. But just know that if you do it that way, it is going to overall cost more.
Yes, in the long run. But if that's all you can do, get in here. Because if you want to see that, I've had people do the 100 just because I don't think they believe what we have is real. And then the very next day they turned around and upgraded to the 9. So you do what you feel best, but the 900 will give you the best value. And I always say, imagine making $900 from one person. That was insane to me, because I've done MLMs for years and I'm like, yeah, I made $4. It's so different. It's so different. Great questions. Any more questions? We're not going to keep you.
Ashley says payment plans are only for 2 months or longer. So depending on which you come in at, for example, for the $900 level with Afterpay, it's $78 a month until that 900 is paid off. However, you can pay it off early. I've had people do that. And then if you did Klarna, it's $58 a month until it's paid off. So no, it's not just splitting it up into 2 months. It's splitting it up. I think one is 12 months and one is into 18 months.
Very good. I also had a lady do PayPal, and PayPal has a credit option too. And they gave her 12 months with no interest on PayPal. It's pretty nice. Yay. All right. If you guys have, when I spend the 900, I don't pay more monthly fees. So the $29 fee, that's a good question, Julie. Ashley, do you want to go over that? Like the domain and
sure. So you'll pay the $900. That's one time. The $29 is also one time. And then you will purchase your own domain. And that can vary. I just had a girl get started last week and she was needing some help with it. I think she got her domain for $13. And that's for the year. And then we recommend that you use a professional email address that comes, you can get that with your domain. And mine came with like a 3-month free trial. And then after that, it was $3.99 a month. I think that can vary between like $3 and $5 a month, but that would be your monthly. So no, I mean, really, as far as through this program, no, there's nothing extra monthly. And your domain is like, you get to pick it, right? You get to pick something, because part of this is branding yourself. So you can pick Legacy with Jess. Is that you?
No, I'm Walk with Jess.
Walk with Jess. Mine's AE Daily Pay. Bethany, what's yours? I forget yours. I should know these. I feel like we talk about them all the time. But you get to make that up, right? You get to customize it and pick. That's going to be your .com. Ooh, that's a good question. What do you do when it's tax time? When I first asked about this, I had 3 questions, and that was one of my questions, because my mom is a tax preparer, and I knew she would beat my booty if I screwed up my taxes. So you will just get a 1099. It's super simple. It's the same thing that like if you worked for like DoorDash or Uber Eats. So we use PayPal and we use Stripe or Square as our payment processing systems, and you'll just get a 1099 at the end of the year that you use with your taxes. It's pretty straightforward, and that's coming from me that knows like nothing about taxes.
And you just do it like self-employment, like you would. I've been doing my taxes for years on TurboTax. So a lot of those programs will walk you right through that. Good questions. Yay.
Could I ask a question?
Yes.
So my daughter is actually here with me. She's 19, and would you recommend doing it? Like, is this a bad thing to do together, or like, should we be getting our own, or like, what are your thoughts on that?
My first thought is you could maybe have 2 separate social media accounts, but one domain,
Okay.
like, together. You could do both ways. Like I had my own and then I changed my domain so my husband could start doing this, and he was going to have
Okay.
his social media and I was going to have my social media, but my website was walkwithjess.com. So he could funnel people and I could funnel, and it wouldn't be my Jessica because my husband's name's Jesse too. So that's why I did that.
Oh,
I know, right? So you could ideally like have 2 social media accounts, but funnel people and have some kind of name together.
okay. Will that create long-term like repercussions if we ever wanted, because she's 19. So like if she's, ever wanting to just do her own thing or market and,
And it
you know,
might be
market
difficult
other
for
people?
taxes too, because you guys would,
Okay.
I mean, like, how would you know, like her customers and your customers, and then when tax time came, might be a little.
That's what I was wondering.
The
Um,
other thing to keep in mind is you guys are going to likely have a completely different audience. And one of the things that we
Oh,
like
yeah.
to is is like, I know my mom and I, like if we were going to create, my mom would create content appealing to grandparents that want to spend more time with their kids. And I would create content about
Sure.
moms that just want to be present with their kids. So with that being said, like Jess said, you can always create 2 different social media accounts, create your own content and funnel people to the same spot. But then again, sometimes I like to see where my leads are coming from, because my husband and I talked about doing the same thing, Jess, right? He's going to have a completely different people. But if I have a ton of people in my email list, again, my emails sound like they're coming from me. Like they literally say, hey, it's Ashley, right? And again, like
Yeah.
you could say, hey, it's Ashley and Ethan, or Jess and Jess, right? But you want to make sure that this whole point is teaching you attraction marketing. So I would almost say to do 2 separate ones, because the other thing you want to know is like, if maybe one week you get a whole bunch of leads, I want to know, well, was it something that I did right? Or was it my husband's content that took off, like, cause I want to recreate whatever we did right. Does that make
Sure.
sense?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm all
so
about the analytics. I want to know, like, if it's working right, how can I do more of that?
Yeah.
I like that's good. I never even I'm surface level Melissa, so I don't look at half of the stuff I should with numbers and stuff like that. I just roll with it.
Yeah. I'm kind of like you too, but I'm always like looking at the long term, like big picture. And for her, like she's just, I'm not quite 50 yet. She's 19. I'll be 47 in January. So she's just starting her life out, and now I'm just starting my life, as a parent with grown children. So
Cool. And I
we're in
think
very
we have
different
a
spots.
19-year-old in our community that just made $100,000 in 3 months. Am I
Tell
telling
him congratulations for me.
Did you hear her? Say it again.
Tell him congratulations for me.
you? No doubt.
I do have a set of cousins. I know I have 2 ladies and their cousins, and they do this together. They have their own domain. They use the same social media platform. So there's really options. Honestly, you could do it either way.
Okay.
Would it be a good idea for like one of us to do it and see like how it is? And like she was thinking about maybe doing it first and seeing if maybe it would be something for me, because I'm literally just getting my life started. I'm trying to figure things out. Would that also be a good idea?
I mean, just because somebody else is successful doesn't mean that you will be, but it also, just because somebody else isn't successful doesn't mean you won't be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would hate for you to hold yourself back with that being said, one of you could get started and then the other could purchase from the other. So you could be your first sale.
No.
Okay, yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
that's a
really
good idea.
point, Melissa. I made $10,000 in my first 2 months. My sister, I
Wow.
say that in my live all the time. My
Good
sister,
for you.
thanks. My sister Amanda didn't make any money for 2 months. She lives beside of me. She's my best friend, and she had me as a direct mentor. But she'd
Okay.
never she'd never made a selfie. She never made a video. She's not very confident. I believe some people just start out better on camera. I could literally talk to the wall and it would start talking back to me. I'm certain. Like I can talk.
That's how both of us are.
Well, I think you both should do it on your own platforms, and I just like you could bounce ideas and brainstorm and be each other's accountability partner, and you both could flourish in your own way.
I think that's a good idea.
I think so.
So yeah. So I think one of us should sign up. The other one can be our first sale, and I'll sign up first. You're my first sale, and I'll split my income with you. So we're still splitting the cost. Okay, well, that answers our question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, if you sign up tonight, we're gonna when the Legacy Builder course, we'll pay your $29 website fee tonight because we want you guys to get
Okay.
started. So,
I'll be signing up tonight.
and then
We're gonna think about it a little bit.
What am I gonna do? What do I need to do that?
well, you need website. Do you have are you my person, Melissa?
Yeah, I was on your live when you were praying for Jesus, or praying for other people to accept Jesus.
Today?
Yes.
Was that today? Oh,
Yes.
9 people. Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. All I could think of is, girl, you got some big jewels coming in your crown.
Do you see why I need to quit my full-time job?
Yeah.
Do you have my email or a Facebook or something?
I should have your Facebook because you asked me to DM you, which I did. So I
Right.
should be able to go in there and look and find it easily.
Send me a message right now. I'll send you my link and you can look at it.
Okay.
Perfect. Any more questions? Samsung. Ashley, do you want to answer this question? I've not done anything like this before. Neither did.
I have not done anything like this before, so I would love to know how I can, in what you all do, how you can
Get
do
in.
what we do.
Yeah.
If what you're asking is how you can get started, you're going to get back with whoever invited you, whether it was me, Jessica, or Bethany, and then we will get you the link. But essentially, we are all learning from the same program. We are all part of the Legacy Builder program. That's what we're promoting. That's what we're sharing with you today. So that's where you need to start. Because I mean, somebody asked me this the other day. They said, I want to do digital marketing, but do I have to purchase a program or a course in order to do this? And the short answer is no, you don't. But you could, like, if you're this type of person, then good for you, but I'm not. Okay. You could go and create your own website. You could learn how to do your own automated funnels. You could create your own digital product. You got to make sure it's got enough value in it so that people want to buy it. And then you can come up with your own sales strategy. I didn't know how to do that. I didn't have time to do that or the patience to do that. So that is why I started with this program. It gives you all of that. It teaches you how to create content, how to market, and how to promote. It gives you a website that's 90% done for you. It has videos that walk you through that, where you go in and do the setup so that you do have your own website. Because when people purchase from you, that's going to go straight to you. Remember, we're not your upline. So in addition to teaching you all of those skills, you also are going to get resale rights to this program. So if you decide to sell this program, if you decide to promote the skills and education that come with this, you're making 100% profit off of that. If you don't and you want to sell your own thing, then that's totally fine too.
That's good.
Did that make sense? Did that help, Samsung? I don't see your name on here. Absolutely terrified of making videos and feel that live videos would be more successful than faceless videos. Any thoughts on how to get over this fear? First of all, give yourself some grace, because I'm an introvert. Like, y'all might not believe it. If you would have told me 12 months ago, hey, Ashley, in 12 months from now, you're going to be sitting here talking to people you've never met. You're going to be creating content. You're going to be going live. I probably would have straight up laughed in your face. But part of attraction marketing is I have accepted that I am not for everyone. And when I get on there and I make my content, I know there's going to be haters and I'm not going to appeal to everybody, but the people that I have become passionate about helping are the people who are like me, the people who have counted themselves out for whatever reason, me thinking I'm not cutesy enough to be one of those put together influencers, right? Like, y'all, I live in a double wide. I got popcorn ceilings up here, okay? I do this in the school pickup line. I do it with a baby on my hip and peanut butter on my shirt. You don't have to be, like Jess said, you don't have to fit these molds to be successful. And the more that you can be you, right, is so important, because you're going to really inspire your people. Somebody told me that there's no way I could ever do something like this because I have a stutter. You guys, when I get talking, sometimes I have a stutter or I completely lose it. It's like, what was I talking about? I don't know. But there's people out there. How many people would see somebody and be like, whoa, wait a minute. If they can do it, I can do it. Because I'm going to tell you guys how important attraction marketing is. Okay. Our mentor, Michelle, she's made $1 million this year. Just this year already, okay? If somebody would have shared that with me and I'd go look at her content, she's completely, like, beautifully put together. She's brilliant. She has the most incredible sales pitch. She doesn't get flustered, right? I would have been overwhelmed and I would have thought, that's not for me, okay? But the person that I purchased from is a mom of 3 kids. Her husband is in the military. She had a boutique. She used to sell mascara. I'm a mom of 3 kids. My husband was in the military. I had a boutique. I sold the same mascara. When I tell you how important it is to just be you, because there's literally somebody out there waiting to relate to you and your story, and make content and make your first video and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I can't believe to do this, and talk about it and invite people to watch your journey, because those are the people that you're going to inspire. And those are the people you get to help, which is really powerful.
Good. So somebody said something in the comments, Michelle, about getting over or like being afraid. My thought for you, if you knew something in front of you would teach you how to make money online in the pockets of your day, how could you afford not to? Or how could you keep continuing to be afraid? You know, like I get the weirdest things on here today. The fear of putting up a messy video or somebody seeing you is going to be there forever. But so is that fear. Like for me, it was the credit card debt. I was swimming in it. I couldn't pay all of my bills on payday. There it goes again. You know, I would pay half of my electric bill and all the water bill, or vice versa. So like, how long can you not afford to do this? Because this will teach you the skills to make money on your social media. So my thought process to you is to flip it. Of the evening in the school rider line, Ashley says it all the time. If you're on the toilet, I say that all the time because I use my husband as an example. If you could take the time that you were already on your phone and just change what you were doing to make money, how long could you afford not to just take that leap and change the situation that we're in? Right?
You get to pick your fear.
That's good. That's good.
Yep. I was scared too. I mean, honestly, I think we all were. This is something new, but like Jess said, I was even more scared. I was terrified, straight up terrified to go another month in the cycle that I was, like, closer and closer to rock bottom, becoming a shell of myself. I wanted to give my kids the best version of me, and that required me doing something that was scary.
And even if that's getting another job or being a delivery driver, I mean, you're still doing something different. This is, you know, I've been taught to be a 9-to-5, work overtime, get another job. That's all my parents ever did. They worked in a factory for 35 years. This is foreign to a lot of us because it's not something that we've been taught all these years. It's just a different way. Right? I think we should be good. If you guys have questions, send me or Ashley or Bethany a message. I appreciate you guys getting on and spending the evening with us.
I saw one more real quick before we hop off. Vicky is asking, is this the same as SWC program that I've seen on social media? Really quick, I just wanted to address this because like I said, there are a lot of courses, there are a lot of programs, and ultimately you could decide you don't need a program and you're going to do it all on your own anyways. This is not the same as SWC. This is called Legacy Builder Program. There's a couple really big differences. SWC is an affiliate program. We make 100% profit. SWC makes 90% profit. So one of the things, you know, it is your effort is your earning with this, which I think is really, really huge. And the other biggest one is payouts on SWC come, I think it's once a week. I think it's every Friday. With ours, I make a sale tonight, it's in my account, it's probably in my bank account in the morning when I wake up. SWC is going to teach you a lot of things. There's a lot of arms going on in it. I'm never going to bash on another program. Legacy is the foundation that I think everybody should have if you want to be successful selling something. I get really hesitant to recommend something that has a lot of different options because I've seen those where they say, hey, go create a cookbook, now create a coloring book, and now you have different items in your storefront that you could sell, but you don't know how to market. So really you want this foundation so that you can be successful with all of these other things. That doesn't mean you can't add on other things later on, but even in our program, like it has over 200 ideas of things that you could create for yourself. Like if you, and it has them, I don't know if y'all have ever been in Canva, it's addicting. I could spend hours in there, but it will show you how you could make, what are some options. I think there's like a health and wellness one, workout plans, stuff like that too. So they are different. They both have resale rights. SWC is not 100%, which puts it in the affiliate marketing category. We are digital marketing. We make 100% profit. And as far as I know, are we the only one right now? Is Legacy the only one? Because DBA is, I think, switching. SWC is 90%. There's a lot that are percentages. So make sure you know that too.
Research. Definitely do. Yeah. Okay. I think we have been on over an hour, so let's go get back to our families. Thank you so much for hanging with us.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Thank you all so much.